How to use stamped product reviews app on Shopify. Hey everyone, and welcome. I hope you're all doing great. In this video, I will show you step by step how to actually set the app up on your Shopify store and make sure that it is actually working and so much more. So if you don't know, stamped product reviews is pretty much an application on Shopify that you can use to create reviews for your products on your Shopify store. And not only that, but you can actually import reviews from other services, for example, Google business and so on. So there's going to be plenty of different apps where you can import reviews from. So you have plenty to work with, and I'm going to show you exactly how it actually works. But again, this is going to be step by step, so bear with me. So if you're a beginner, it's going to be easy for you to follow. Now, to get started, you just want to go ahead and open up your Shopify admin and just go to the main dashboard here. And from here, we can just go ahead and click on Add Apps from the bottom left. Or you can just click on Apps if you don't see that. Click on All Recommended Apps, and then just navigate to Shopify App Store. Once this loads in, we just basically need to search for stamped product reviews. So just type in stamped product reviews, and you should find it right away. It's this orangey yellow thingy. So it's called stamped product reviews and UGC. So you can just go and click on that, and we can actually get started. So here you can read more about it, and you can actually see the features here. So collect and import product reviews, NPS, Q&A, Google reviews, and shoppable Instagram. So you have a lot to work with. Like I said, you're going to have the widgets and obviously, the stars rating and so on. So all of this is going to be available within this app. And when it comes to the pricing, you are actually going to have a free version that you can start with, which is going to be 50 orders per month, reviews and rating widgets, social sharing, rich snippets, commenting, and also 10 plus display widgets that you can choose from. And then you can also upgrade to get more features. You can just feel free to pause the video right now and see which plan suits your business best and you want to go for. But again, you can just feel free to always try the free version, and if you're happy with it, you can feel free to upgrade. Anyways, if you want to get started, just click on install. Once you actually make sure it's the right app, click on install. And this is going to open up a new page where you can just confirm the installation from. So let this load and click on install one more time from the bottom right. And just go ahead and give it some time, and then you can just feel free to exit out of the previous page that we had open. Okay, so once you actually first install, it's going to look a little something like this. So just click on Let's Go, and now it's actually going to show you the steps that you will need to take in order to set up the application. So just click on Let's Go one more time. And then if you can just go ahead and in here, it's actually going to show us more about the application if you want to read more, which I highly recommend that you actually read more about it and see how it's actually going to help you with your Shopify. So just go ahead and search, or not search, just read through it, and we can just go ahead and start with the setup once you're done. Okay, so if you're ready to set up the application now, just go ahead and click on Get Started from the bottom right. It's actually going to show us the steps needed. So click on that. It's actually going to divide it into 4 different steps. So first is going to be customize your review requests, your review widgets, and import your reviews and orders, and also optimize your deliverability. There you go. So if you just click on the first one here, customize the requests, it's actually going to take us in here. It's actually going to start the setup process for that individual widget, you could say. So click on Get Started, and in here we can see all the different options. I'm just going to skip ahead. We don't really need the instructions here, so I'm just going to try to skip all of them real quick. Okay, so basically we're just going to start with the email sequence. So first you will feel free to enable it or disable it. Obviously, if you're using the app, you just want to go ahead and enable it. And we're just going to be using email, but if you want to add another sequence, you can just feel free to click on here. And I'm just going to remove this because we don't need it. I'm just going to keep it as one email. But if you want to add another sequence, so you can see the timer right next to it. This is pretty much the interval between the days. So you can actually see the interval. It's 7 days, but you can actually go and make it, for example, 3. and this is going to change here. But actually, let's just go ahead and keep it. So for the time being, we can just start with the first email here, and we can feel free to change the interval days, and also change whether it's going to be after fulfillment or after order is placed. We can change the subject of the email, so I'm just going to keep it as it is, but you can feel free to change whatever you want. And in here, you can actually set up the body text. So here you can change the elements in here. But if you see, the double hashtag and then a name in between and then another double hashtag, that means it's actually going to be a autofill thingy. So it's actually going to add the shop logo here. Here's actually going to add the customer name. Here's actually going to add the product name. And here's actually going to add the product image. And if you want to add any more of these, you can just go ahead and click on liquid variables, and you will see all of this guide here. So you can just feel free to copy this one if you want to add the shop logo, shop name, and so on. So just go and copy them and paste them in the message, and it's actually going to work. So if you want to change anything else, you can feel free to do so. And again, here at the top, you can feel free to just set up the same thing for the other emails here. And if you want to add another sequence, you can also feel free to do so. If you want to delete it, just click on delete sequence in here. Click on delete, and it's going to be pretty much gone. So now that we have this done, we can just click on save. And now it's pretty much, we're pretty much good to go. We can just feel free to continue to the next step, which is going to be the branding for the emails. So if you want to access that, you can just go and scroll down from the left side, go to review emails and click on branding. And in here, you can just feel free to change the branding. So I'm not going to take, much time in here. So you can just feel free to change the font family, button text, email background, and so on. But I'm just going to skip ahead and go to the next step. So click on get started and click on customize your review widgets. And once you click on that, you can just start the optional tutorial. Wait, I'm just going to go ahead and skip it. So I'm just going to click on off. I hope this is actually going to allow me to skip. Yes, there you go. So first we need to click on install here in order to install it, and then we can just feel free to also customize it. So the first thing is that we need to click on install main widget, which is just going to take us back to our Shopify store. And in there, we can actually make sure that the widget is enabled. If we just go back to Shopify, click on online store, go to themes, click on customize. And once this opens up, we can just go to app embeds. And you see all of these three different ones that are related to stamped reviews. You basically just need to go ahead and enable each one of them. This is going to make sure that the widgets are actually going to show up for you. And you can already see that this is working, but I'm just going to click on save. And you can actually see the different rating systems that they are going to implement here for you. But I'm just going to exit out of here for the time being. And we can just go back to stamped here. And right now that this is installed, we can just go back to the main widget and click on customization. And in here, you can just feel free to customize every single aspect to this. So for example, the design wise, so if you want it to be standard, if you want it to be minimalist, if you want it to be 2 columns. So all of these different things are actually going to be applied to your store, but we just need to go for one that we want. So I'm just going to go for standard V2, click on save. And if you just go back here, if you just go to options, you can also feel free to set up, if you have the proper plan for it, which I don't. And then we can also go for custom CSS if you want to. Now you can actually go ahead and go to the left side here. And if you go to the left side here, you can actually see all the reviews that are available on your store. So this is going to be more like analytics for the reviews. And then we can just go in and scroll down, and you will see display widgets. And in here, you can actually set up each single widget that is going to be available. So if you just click on display widgets, we can actually see all these different widgets. And if we click on it, we can actually go ahead and set up each one individually. So for example, the top rated widget, if you want to customize that, you can feel free to do so. If you want to customize the carousel widget, you can also do so from here. You can feel free to change the colors for them. You can actually change the title color and so on. And not only this, not only the carousel, you can just feel free to click on any of them. So it's going to be exactly the same. Same goes for the image widgets here. So you can actually go for the badges and set them up. For example, the single one. if you have the proper plan. And then we can also go for the form widgets, and again, it's going to be exactly the same thing, which is pretty much the thing that we just saw. And when it comes to setting up, for example, your Instagram reviews, you can just click on Instagram here and you can actually set it up. But I don't think I have the ability to do so with the free plan. And you can just go back to the get started here and check whether you have done anything right. So if you just click on import reviews, we can just click on start, or if you don't have any, you can just click on I don't have reviews yet. And in here, it's just going to show you if you wanted to import orders or reviews. It's going to be both that you can, both things that you can actually feel free to add. So here is going to be the order reviews. If you wanted to add the orders and import them, you can feel free to do so from here. But if you want it to be the reviews, you can just click on reviews here and import them. So you can select the provide source. So whether it's going to be Judge Me, Looks, whichever type of other application that you have. But like I said, we don't really have any reviews yet. And you just wanted to go for optimize your deliverability if you want to, and obviously click on start. And this is going to be the sender options. So you could say, if you're familiar with that, which is going to be pretty much the different elements. For example, if we just go to general here, you can actually go ahead and set up the form name, form email, reply to email. So both of these you will need to actually go ahead and set up. So reply to email and so on. If you want to add a logo to it, and also if you want to add your social links at the bottom. Social is going to be exactly the same thing. It's going to be the social links that you have. So just connect them if you would like. And we also have more elements here that you can feel free to set up. But yeah, this is going to be pretty much it. Now it actually should be working for your Shopify, and whenever you have reviews that actually happen. So if somebody purchased an item from your Shopify store and they left a review, you can always just go back here to reviews, click on all reviews or unread, for example. It's going to show you a list of all the reviews that are unread, and you can just go ahead and check them out. And yeah, this is pretty much all for stamped reviews. It may seem a little bit overwhelming, but it is very simple actually. So yeah, just follow these steps that are provided, and it's going to be very easy for you to set up. And you can always just go ahead and go back to Shopify, check things out with the preview of your store, see whether it's going to be exactly how you want it to be or not, and that's it. So hopefully you found this video to be informative and helpful, and thanks for watching.